Blessed love on this beautiful day. How you guys doing today? Well, you guys see the topic. The topic is wild animal versus wild plant. But before I get into the topic, I want to say a little about the woman and appreciate the woman. Today is a day that everyone celebrate. They call it Mother's Day. But I personally see Mother's Day as a everyday journey. I see Mother's Day as from the time a woman conceive, they are a mother already. After go through the 9 months, after the pain for the baby to born, then the caring. If the baby sick, the mother feel pain, the mother feel sick too. It's a lot these mothers go through. So I want to say shout out to all the mothers, the real mothers. Shout out to the mothers who actually doing their thing, man. I mean, sometimes, it could be hard, it could be struggling. I know a lot of women, single women, man. Sometimes you want to know how the hell did they even make it? But through their strength and their courage is one thing we got to understand. The woman is very strong, internal. Men might be more stronger external, but the woman is strong internal. The pain a woman might adore, men might go crazy if they feel that type of pain. So we got to respect the woman, especially the ones them who respect themselves and love themselves. Always remember, guys, love yourself, respect yourself. If you want people to respect you, you got to respect yourself. If you don't have no respect for yourself, you can't expect others to respect you. So I just want to say shout out to all the women, all the mothers out there on this beautiful day. Even though I know today is not just Mother's Day, every day is Mother's Day. I just want to say shout out to you guys and just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep do positive. Man, the woman is doing their thing. So we have to acknowledge it. And I mean, we know everybody is not the same. We know there might be difficult one, but at the end of the day, I'm not looking at that part right now. I'm looking at giving the woman, let them know that we appreciate them. Without the woman, none of us wouldn't be here. Without the woman, none of us wouldn't be here because the woman give birth and bring us without the men. And men as well, sometimes men, we know the kind of, we know what's going on, we know as well. Without the men, none of us wouldn't be here as well. So at the end of the day, it's a balance. We got to understand it's a balance. We all need each other, but we just giving the woman, we just celebrating with the woman. All right. So shout out to all the hardworking women, mothers. Shout out to all the single mothers that doing their thing. Shout out to all the mothers out there, all around the world. Just try to be positive. Just try to be strong. Sometimes there's trial, there's tribulation, but at the end of the day, you are a strong individual. All right? Shout out to you guys. All right, guys. So tonight we're gonna talk a little about wild animal versus wild plants. Wild animal versus wild plants. When you sit back, if you sit back and you observe plants and you observe animal and you observe human being, which is us, you're gonna definitely see how it all work the same. It all work the same, right? No, wait, let me talk about the animal for a moment. No, let me say this first. First of all, we claim there's wild animal, right? Why do we call them wild animal? I'm sure this is how they were made to grow. Wild, in the bushes, in the jungle. We the ones who trying to house them. Put them in a house, put them in a cage. So this is how now we call them tame. And then the one in the bush, in the jungle, we call them wild animal. Right? I don't think there's wild animal. I think there's just animal. Just living how they're supposed to be living. That's my opinion. No, let's go to wild plants. Wild plants is the same thing. They just grow wild wherever, how they grow, how they survive. They fight other trees to get sunlight. They fight with other trees to get nutrients, to get food, just like the animal in the jungle. The animal in the jungle got to fight for food. The spider got to create nets, create spider webs to collect their food. The lion hunt for their food. No food just come and drop down and say, okay, here is your food. No, they all get up, go out, and look for their food. The same thing with the plants. All plants push their roots trying to find nutrients, minerals to survive. All plants shift their heads in direction to get sunlight because the bigger trees is covering them. No, the bigger trees is covering them from the sunlight. So these plants now got to shift their heads in all different directions to get the sunlight. Then the big trees also pushing their roots everywhere, sucking up all the nutrients and the minerals, and they also got to be fighting with these big trees in order to get food. So at the end of the day, when you look at it, they all have to work. Everything got to work for their food. Human got to work for their food, whether they planting it. The animal got to go and hunt, whether they got to create nests, whether they got to create traps, whether they got to create webs. Look, the lizard will be there sitting, waiting for something to come and like an ant or a bug or whatever in order to get food. So everything, even the trees, there's what vines. There's vines that choke trees to death. There's vines that suck the living life out of trees and run right up on them, straight up to get that sunlight. They fight that tree, choke it up, run right to the top of the tree and gain that sunlight. So wild animal versus wild plants, they all have to fight for their food. So at the end of the day, they all have something in common. Just like mankind, just like us. Just like us, you got to fight to survive. So when you look at everything, and you put everything in perspective, you realize how nature operates. You realize that everything works with nature. You realize that nature creates everything for us. The way nature designed is only the fittest of the fittest will survive. Meaning, you always have to get up and get. Even the animal got to get up and get. Even the trees got to get up and push their roots to make sure they get nutrients. Push their heads in direction to get the sunlight. Versus wild plants, they all have something in common. They all have something in common. Even mankind have something in common as well. How they have something in common? Because everyone got to get up and fight for their food. If you study all the animals, whether you're dealing with bugs, whether you're dealing with, they all do. They all set traps. They all hunt for food. The same thing we do. We set traps. We hunt for food. The same thing with the trees. They push their roots and they hunt and they search for food, nutrients, minerals, water. And you cannot beat the king of the jungle. Can you beat the king of the jungle? It's a struggle to beat the king of the jungle in any animal kingdom, any part, lion, tiger. You have to fight to survive. Same thing with the plants. They have to fight to survive. Then, how it works again, when an animal grow old, what happens? It grow old and it pass. Right? It pass on to the next rim. When a big tree grow old, what it do? It fall. It collapse. It start dropping its limb, dropping its leaf. It's gone back to the rim. Same thing with human. We grow old. And we fall and we pass on to the next rim. So animal, wild plants, human, mankind have something in common. They all connected. Nature design everything for search for their food, which is the plant. The plant got to search for their food in the earth. They got to search for their the sunlight. They got to push their head in different angles to reach the sunlight because there's big trees that covering and they got to push their heads in different direction. If you notice, sometimes if you go in the jungle, you're gonna see trees, small trees pushing their heads in different direction. Instead of they going straight up, they push their head in different direction. Why they pushing their head in different direction? Is to get that sunlight. So even the plants gotta walk to survive. The animal have to walk to survive. The animal in the jungle, the wild animal, they gotta walk to survive. The cage one, people feed them. But the one in the wild walks to survive. The plants, when we grow them, we feed them. But the one in the wilds got to search for that nutrients in the soil. And then there's the big plant that's sucking up all the nutrients and the mineral. So the little plant got to skim through and try see what it could get. Same with life. The big guys live the lavish life. The small guy got to scramble and eat the crumbs off the table. But because we don't understand the laws of nature, we settle for what we've been taught or what we've been told. We don't know the laws of nature. You got to study the laws of nature. How you study the laws of nature? Look at the animals, the wild animals, the birds, the lizard, the spider. Look how they live. Look at the trees, the plants that grows in the wild. Look at them, and you will start seeing. Pay attention to them, and you will start seeing the laws of nature revealing itself to you. You're not gonna see it. Look into your pastor. You're not gonna see it. Look into your teacher. Hey, OG Living Life, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, you would not see the laws of nature unless you observe how the wild trees grow. You observe how the wild animal grow, how they survive. You observe how the trees survive. You observe how the monkeys, all these animals survive. And believe it or not, they all have laws. They all live by laws, believe it or not. When you look at the lion, there's always the king that everybody got to bow to. So even in the animal kingdom, we find these laws. So you have to observe animal, and you got to observe the trees if you really want to understand the laws of nature. Because everything already provided for us. Everything, all the herbs you need is in the soil growing every year. All the food you need to nourish your body is growing every year. Everything created for us, the wood to build our house is already there. The water stream, the river, all that's already there. And guess what? We need all of it. The animal need all of it. The trees need all of it. So when you look at wild animal, and wild trees, wild plants, they all have something in common. They all have something in common. You want to understand the law of nature, you have to observe the wild animal, you have to observe the wild plants, the one that grows. Just go through the jungle and observe. Watch the small trees. If Urban Home said, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, watch go in the jungle. I know, well, I'm not going to tell you guys to go in the jungle because it can be scary. So I'm not going to tell you guys go in the jungle. So, but if you go in the jungle or between these big trees and the small trees, and you observe everything that you see taking place, you will understand what I'm talking about. How everything operates. You understand? It's like a whole system under these trees operating. The small trees, some of them, you see they're pushing themselves like they're pushing themselves in angles, nothing bending them. All right, wonderful, wonderful. Nothing causing the trees to bend. You know why they're bending? Sometimes that's where they could get a little sunlight because these big trees is shading them so they cannot get the sunlight. So what they do, they shift in angles where they could get that sunlight. So this is why sometimes you see trees with curves because it's shifting itself. Because these big trees is just sheltering them. Then their roots, these big trees, is sucking up all the nutrients, all the minerals. So these plants, these little plants, is just there suffering, struggling because the big plant is draining the soil. Same thing with the animal. The big guys, the big lion, the big tiger, they're the one who gonna hunt and they might take your food too. Even in the animal kingdom, they take your food. You hunt and you catch they hunt, they catch something, and then other animal come and run you and take it from you. And this is where we deal with as well. The big rich guys, he eat what he want. But some people got to scrape the crumbs off the table. And not that they're not trying. They're working hard. They're working 2 jobs. But they still got to scrape the crumbs. So when you look at the whole process of animal, the whole process of plants, the whole process of mankind, which is us, the whole process, they all have something in common. The laws of nature is very important. If we study the laws of nature, a lot of things we've been taught, we're going to kick it through the window. We wouldn't want to hear it. Let me see. Oh, yes. Survival. Yes, exactly. I'm telling you right now, if you study the laws of nature, a lot of things you've been taught, you wouldn't want to hear it. I'm telling you. Because it plays out before your eyes. It plays out before your eyes. But the teaching teaches something different. Because the teaching always try to take you away from the laws of nature. Because if you walk in with the laws of nature, so much thing gonna reveal to you that you're gonna be astonished. You're gonna wanna know what the hell are you. Listen to me. If you only study the laws of nature and observe how everything happened in the wild, even with the trees, even with the animal, even with us, you wouldn't want to hear certain things you've been taught growing up. I'm telling you, because it plays itself out. This is why I go sometime and I sit down and I observe. I see all that I can see. Just sit down and don't say nothing. Sit, don't open your mouth. Just observe and meditate, and it will plays out before your eyes. Because at the end of the day, survival. You see where I'm coming from? Survival. The plants need to survive, the animal need to survive, and we need to survive. So we all have something in common. Let me see. Let me see if you say, oh yes. Survival is the exactly. Yes. Yes. So when we really observe the laws of nature, I'm telling you right now, if you observe the laws of nature, there's a lot of things you've been told, you've been taught. You're going to throw it through the window because it plays out for itself. Everything just revealing because you're seeing the same pattern. You're seeing the same pattern with the trees. You're seeing the same pattern with the animal. You're seeing the same pattern with us. Only the fittest of the fittest survive. But because we don't understand the laws of nature, we come to believe a lot of things, and these things that we believe is hindering us more than it helping us because we don't understand. Some people understand. That's why you will look at some people and you will say, oh, they're trying to get everything. They're greedy. Well, listen to me. Look at, you never see, do you ever see a big tree shift itself for a small tree get sunlight? Do you ever see a big tree shift itself for a smaller tree get sunlight? No, I never see it. I see smaller trees shift themselves in order to get sunlight. So when you look at the whole process, when you look at the laws of nature and how everything connect, how we all connect to the same laws. We all connect to the same laws. But if we don't understand that, hello, yo, you two, Whitey, how you doing? Yes. If we don't understand that, we're gonna have a lot of problem because we hindering ourselves. You have to understand the laws of nature and watch and pay attention, and you're gonna see everything walk with the same law. The animal need water, we need water, the trees need water. The animal need air, we need air, the trees need air. The animal need food, we need food, the trees need food. You see where I'm coming from? We all walking with the same laws, believe it or not. We all walking with the same laws. We have to know the laws of nature. And you might sit down and you might say, oh my goodness, the laws of nature. Hey, Nasa the goat, how you doing? You might say, oh my goodness, the laws of nature, how will I know that? Well, it's simple. Pay attention and observe. It's simple. Pay attention and observe, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Let me see. Let me see. I was recently having that conversation with my husband. For example, with the lion on the monkey, at certain point, the son will fight the father. Exactly. 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 The son will fight the father to take rule over the child. All right. Exactly. So could you imagine in animal the same law in animal, the wild animal? No one taught them this. No one went up in the jungle and tell the animal, okay, well, you need to fight your father for you to rule. It's instinct. It's their instinct. Let them know. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at the whole thing, that's a good example, the Fifi. When you look at the whole thing, it's all walk in one. We all walk in the same laws. But we have to know the laws of nature. The problem is we ignore that. How do you know? Observe the animals, observe the trees, observe all the bugs, all the lizard, all the iguana, all these things. Observe how they survive. And see if anyone went up there with a book and tell them what to do. And tell them, okay, well, you need to just tell the spider, okay, well, you need to put up a web to catch your food. No. The spider, no. In order for me to eat, I got to put up my web. Like in order for we to eat, we got to go out and prowl, whether plant our food, whether to hunt, whatever. We have to get up and do that. The trees, they got to push their root, searching for nutrients in the soil, and also push their bow in the direction to get the little sun. So it's not standing up. Nothing could stand up and survive. Everything, the laws are, we all got to get up and get. You see what I'm saying? We all got to get up and get. But when you study the laws of nature, you understand more. The laws of nature take it deeper. So you have a more deeper understanding of what's really going on. Let me see. Let me see if you see. Nature, we has shown us, but we try to change nature, unfortunately. Definitely, if you look to nature, it reveals, it shows you so many things. But most of us do not look to nature. Just, just look at this, right? We know when it's gonna rain. How do we know it's gonna rain? We look up in the cloud, right? We look up in the clouds and we see the clouds dark and heavy, and we automatically know our instinct. Nobody got to run out and tell you, oh, it's gonna rain. You already know it's gonna rain. When it's gonna rain, you start seeing the birds them flying back to their nests. You just hear the noise, you hear wind flapping, running to their nests because they know it's gonna rain. There's a lot of other things we know if we turn to nature and understand instead of turn to, you know what I'm talking about. But the laws of nature teaches you. The laws of nature educate you. I'm telling you, if you follow and listen nature, a lot of things you've been taught, you're going to kick it through the window. You don't want to hear it. Because what you've been taught is most likely to put you in a sleeping mood and just sit down and wait. You understand? But nature will reveal to you it ain't no sleeping time. You got to get up and get. You got to get up and get. The animal get up and get. All the bugs out there get up and get. The trees get up and get. Ourselves get up and get. So they all connected in the laws of nature. We all connected. We all need the same thing to survive. Air, water, food. We all need it. Sunlight. All right. Sunlight. We all need it. Hey, Pop Farm, how you doing? Let me see. There is a time and purpose for everything on this planet. Definitely. Definitely. Everything on this planet is here for its own purpose. And we might know their purpose. We might know their purpose and we might understand their purpose. But everything on this earth, hey, Almost Home said, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, everything on this planet is here for a purpose. And everything on this planet, it got to survive somehow or the other. The lizard got to survive somehow or the other. And you got to figure out where to sleep and how to make his bed. The birds got to figure out how am I going to eat? How am I going to... All of that. The trees, they have to push the roots. They have to push their roots to find food and water. So we all have something in common. I'm going to step into something a little deeper now. Well, today's Mother's Day, so let me go into something different now. Now, in the form of making babies, I want you guys to look at this. Check this out. In the form of creating a new baby, a newborn. Okay, all right. Welcome. Bless up. Hey, Urban Garden Chronicles, how you doing? Bless up, bless up. All right, Urban members for 15 months. Okay, show up there. Thank you, Urban. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you so much. Thanks to all the members of this channel. I appreciate each and every one of you for your support. Thank you all so much. Truly appreciate you guys. All right. Yes, let's dive in a little now to creation. When I say creation, I mean babes, young one. No. When we look at, let's go to the animal first. And then we're going to come right back to us. Now, if our animal It's so crazy, right? It's so crazy that there's certain animal, right? Like pigs, cow, and maybe sheep and goat. This type of animal, I'm sure there's a lot more, but I'm only referring to what I know, right? This type of animal, some of them, they only, their partner only could mate with them at a certain time. Their partner only can mate with them at a certain time. So you have to wait. If you have a cow, no, you got to pay attention to the cow to know when the cow is calling. They call it call, meaning it wanna mate, right? So now at that certain point, when that cow call, you got to make sure you have a bull ready for that cow to jump that cow. If it ain't call, it's not allowing that bull to jump up on its back. It have to call, meaning it got to be a certain time, a certain moment. You understand? When the cow call, that's the only time that bull could jump up on his back and mate with it. The same thing with the pig. If the pig ain't call, it's not allowing another pig to jump up on his back. Right? No. If the time pass, cows make I guess so. I guess so. We call it calling, like they call, right? Meaning they call. And they show it too. You could see it. You could see there behind, you could see they show it too. But that's the only how that cow is allowing it to jump it. Same thing with pig, same thing with sheep, I think same thing with goat. And I'm sure there's a lot of animal like that as well. No, if that time pass and it never get mate, then the pig, it can't get pregnant. It can't make baby because the man never mate with it. You see what I'm coming from? So now we see there without the man cow, the bull, there cannot be a baby, a process where the cow is pregnant and carrying a calf, right? So we see where without the man is not possible, right? And how it happened now? No, if the man jump the cow, if the bull jump the cow, and when it's ready to explode, it pull it out, right? Then the cow is not gonna get, you know what I'm talking about. The cow is not gonna get, because it pull it out. But if it push it in, then it stand a chance of that cow getting pregnant and in calf, right? So now you stand a chance now for this cow to produce a baby. What it push inside? A liquid. You see what I'm coming from? A liquid it push inside, and that liquid with whatever the woman had join together and create a newborn. We were just saying, I'm, I'm trying to, no, I'm trying not to go into this. Right? Yes. If the cow pull out, we see where they're not gonna be anything take place. But if it put it in, it stand a chance of knowing that the cow in calf, right? So now you expect a young calf because of that. Now the cow push in a liquid inside the calf, right? A liquid, something wet. I don't know what it is. They're gonna say all kind of stuff. I don't know, so I'm not saying what it is, right? That with the woman. So now, when we look at this thing right now, this thing is really deep. All right, you said it. Okay, all right. Now, when we look at this thing, now we start to understand how deep this thing is, and I'm hoping that follow me, guys. I hope you're following me with this one, because we're going somewhere with this one, right? Now, if this cow never, even this, the woman was calling, even the cow, if the bull did not jump it, it couldn't get pregnant, right? It couldn't get pregnant. So now, when you look at the process, who create the baby? Who create the baby? Could anyone tell me this? Could anyone tell me who create that baby, that spot, that calf? That's now in the mother's womb. Who created? Is anyone willing to tell me? All right, Fifi say both. Is anyone willing to say who create? All right, Fifi say both. And it's both. It's both of them created. You see what I'm saying? No, we're gonna look over that and say something different. Even though it's clear as daylight, we're gonna look over this and we're gonna see something different. All right. From the animal, we're going to mankind now, ourselves. Let's think about this. Remember what we now talk about, right? We now talk about the cow, and if the bull never jumped the cow, we would have never know. You could have never get pregnant, right? All right. Let me go to the woman now and the man. No, if your mother and your father, I'm gonna speak it out now. I don't know if it's an offensive word, but I'm gonna spell it out. Okay, let me see if it's saying. Nothing can happen without the next because the cow one to receptive is if she is not ready. That's it. If the cow is not ready, that bull cannot jump on its back. So you see, look at the whole process and see we're going on here. It's only happened at that certain point. If it ain't ready, that bull cannot jump on his back. Okay, so now let's go over to man and woman now. If your mother did not have sex with your father, you would have never be here. You see what I'm saying? Let me repeat it. If your mother did not have sex with your father, you would have not. Oh, I said a word, sorry. sex. If your mother did not have sex with your father, you would have never be here. So Think about that one. Let me see what Orban say. Is nature the female send signal and then that bull can smell, then me miles away. Okay. Nature signal, smell, scent. Yes, exactly. So the bull could scent and know there's a female around need attention. Right? So we see where nature, we see where nature is at work there. If the bull never went to the mother, to the cow, ain't no baby what'll take place. The same thing, if your father didn't come home that day and he went somewhere else, you wouldn't be here. You see what I'm saying? So who this kind of topic is crazy, it's kind of it's touchy, but this is why I go way back up with the trees, the plants, and all these things. This is why I went up there. Because I wanted to have a more depth of, because these topic people just get upset and all kind of stuff. But I'm not gonna say anything about this. I'm gonna leave this for the mind to think. If your mother and your father did not have sex, you wouldn't be here. You see what I'm saying? You wouldn't be here. So when we look at the whole thing, this is why we cannot stray away from nature, and we need to understand the laws of nature. Anyhow, we understand the laws of nature, a lot of things we know today, we're going to kick it through the window. We wouldn't want to hear them. You check what I'm saying? If it's a true statement. Yeah. If you study the laws of nature, there's a lot of things you see today you will throw through the window. A lot of things you grow up learning and hearing, you kick it through the window. You wouldn't want to hear, you wouldn't want nothing to do with it. Because the laws of nature reveal. So when you study it, it reveals. That's why, this is why you always hear the saying, knock, you gotta seek. If you seek, you will find. I choose them, I tell you, you have to seek. You can't just sit down and listen to what somebody try to tell you whenever read out a book. Sometimes you gotta seek it through the natural, which is nature. And nature reveal. Nature will open up your eyes if you turn and study it. If you look at, like I was talking about the trees in the wilds, the animals in the wilds, how they survive. They all know, I got to get up, I got to go out there and hunt for food. They know that. All of them, the monkey, the bugs, the spider, the tiger, the lion, they all know, I got to get up and go look for food. The trees, they already know, I got to search for nutrients. I got to search for mineral. I got to search for sunlight. So they shift their head. Check out in the bushes sometimes. And if you watch, you're going to see some trees just twist, like they twist their head cross and then they push up in a direction. What they're looking for? Sunlight. So they will carve themselves It's amazing. I'm telling you. It's one of the most amazing thing you could behold. How these things happen naturally without any one of us go in there and bend the tree to go to push itself. That tree will bend itself to find that light. There's vines on the ground. Will run up in these big massive trees right to the top, choke them out to get that sunlight. This is how everything operates. The big lion and the tiger, if they see a little thing eating a goddamn goat or deer, they're taking it. Some animal will run them and take it. This is the same thing with life, with us. Some people eating the, you know, and some people eating scrums. And not to say they're not trying for do better. They're trying, but the income is not enough for them to eat more than scrums. Same life. We have to understand that you can't settle for less. Ain't no such thing as settle for less. And ain't no such thing as don't try to own nothing here. While you living on earth, you gotta live the best life you can. What you gonna do? Suffer yourself and wait till you pass and move on to live happy? Well, how if when you move on, you're supposed to be a spirit. This body goes back to the earth. So if you live on earth, you got to try and live your best life. The best life you could live. You got to try and live it here. My grandmother been waiting for go a certain place. My great grandmother, all of them sit and wait and believe that one day something are going to happen. Live the best life you can in this realm. This is where you live in this body. Take care of your body the best way you can. Take care of your health the best way you can, because this is what hosts you. The body is what hosts you. You is not the body. The body hosts you. The body is just like a temple, like your house. You live in. You go in and you live in that house. But you could end up come out of that house and leave that house there. So you, me, I, and I living in this body. I'm gonna give you guys a little trick here. I'm gonna not really a trick, but I'm gonna give you guys why certain people say I and I. I'm gonna give you a reason why. You understand? Why people say I and I. Some people say I and I. They never say me and you. And we and them. I and I. Why they say that? Because me and you is a separation. You see what coming on here? When I say me and you, that's a separation. That's two. You understand? When you say I and I, that's how you become one. And we've been using these words and we don't understand the spell and the cause. We've been passing down on ourselves. We've been dividing, separating ourselves with the words that we use. No one doing it anymore. We're doing it for our own self now. The words we use separate us. Me, you, we and them. Separation. I and I and I is one. So if you use the word I and I, that's a more oneness. But we never use these words. We use we and them. You check what I'm saying? Me and you. That's separation. That's a boundary between me and you. I and I is one. Me and you is two. We and them. You see? So the separation. So that's why certain people been use these words. You check what I'm saying? Believe it or not, there's a lot of words I believe is cause. Yes, spells. You hear the word spelling. Spelling words. Spelling. You can't spell on yourself and you don't even know. No one have to do you anything now because the words you using is casting spell every day. That's why sometimes we can't see ourselves raising out of no situation. Because we holding down ourselves with the words we use. Words have power, exactly. Exactly. Words have power. And we have to be mindful. Sometimes I just catch myself trying to using certain words, and then sometimes I say, man, I gotta stop use these words. Because some words is like spells. I'm telling you, it keeps you down. You know, tie up with them words. Yeah, exactly. You check what I'm saying? You got to understand who we are dealing with, star. And this is why nature, we've been taken away from nature. And because we've been taken away from nature, it's like like our GPS. You know, like our GPS, you use your GPS and the GPS drop you in the middle road and you don't know where to turn. You say, wait, what the hell? The GPS drop you in the middle road and telling you at your destination and you in the middle road. You see what I'm saying? And you don't know where to turn. This is what's happened. When you get taken away from nature, you end up get dropped in the middle of a road that you don't know where to turn. And now you just ain't taking what's being given to you. You just ain't taking all that being given to you. Because now you move from where the natural is to something different. Now you have to take in what comes to you now. And that, listen me, man, there's a lot of things going on. It's a lot. Let me see what Fifi say. That because when we realize what words mean, we are already accustomed to using it and didn't understand what it means. Yeah, that exactly. Exactly. Using these words and really believe these words was created for a reason. They were created for a reason. It keep you in bondage without you knowing it. You keep using the word and you realize you're not getting nowhere. And you trying. It's not like you're not trying. You're trying, but you're not getting nowhere. People got to understand. You got to understand the laws of nature. If you understand the laws of nature, I'm telling you, there's a lot of things you wouldn't want to hear. And how you do that, you just pay attention. Listen without speaking. Sometimes you listen without speaking. Sometimes you find a place. That's why I always tell you all about your garden. You find a place where you could only hear the birds, the songs of the birds. Well, not everybody could do that, but at least find somewhere, a closet somewhere, where you block the songs of the wall out. With me listening to the birds, I like listening to the birds. But then other people find a place where you could sit and listen. Don't say anything. Pay attention. Listen. Don't say a word. Stuff gonna reveal to you. You already know in your mind what you're searching for or what you're looking, what you want to know. So you don't need to speak. Because nature already know what you're searching for. And then things gonna reveal. Things gonna start to reveal. So, all I'm saying, guys, my opinion is, I cannot tell you to do that. My opinion is study the laws of nature. Pay attention and study the laws of nature. Listen. The more you listen, the more you hear, the more you see when you're dealing with nature. The more you listen, the more you pay attention, the more you hear, the more you see. Sometimes, just sitting in your garden and just watching how the birds operate, how the bugs operate, how the worms operate, how everything operates. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. It's a preach. All right, sis. All right. Yes, it's just amazing. Take some time out with yourself. Take some time out and learn about yourself. Dig deep within. Find you, the real you. Look with use. We have, you see these two physical eyes? Sometimes we got to close these two physical eyes for activate the other eye. They call it the third eye. I say the other eye because I'm not trying to use name that people use. You understand where I'm coming from? So I'm saying the other eye to activate the other eye where you see spiritually. You see spiritual thing, meaning you don't see stuff physical. You see spiritual things, not the physical where you see people walking and you see a house and you see a car. No, you see spiritual things and a lot of meanings gonna come with them. A lot of confirmation gonna start coming with them. Close your two eyes and block your ears from the songs of the world. Meditate. So now that's a form of meditating. How so? A good place to do that might be in your closet. You close up your closet door, that might be a good place, or wherever room you have. Or if you're in a quiet place, or if you're living by yourself, or if your kids are home, use that time and find yourself. Find peace within yourself. Because when you find peace within yourself, nothing's bother you, man. You sitting and you be laughing. You check what I'm saying? It not bothering you. You see what I'm saying? When you look with your spiritual eyes, you see things different than if you look at with these two physical eyes. These two physical eyes look, and when it see, sometimes it see things and it want it and it want. It see things it might want. You might have a car and you don't need a car, but because you see one, you want one. And now you get yourself, putting yourself in debt trying to get another car that you really don't need. And it's not just a car, I'm just using examples. Yeah, the physical eye don't see. The physical eye only see, but the depth, the physical eye does not see too much. You're right. Listen to me. You're right. It really don't. What it see like a bubble. It see in a bubble. It almost show you a delusion of life. And the real is the spiritual eye that reveals stuff to you, that shows you things. The physical eyes, you're right. It really don't see much. All you see is what you get up every day and do. You understand? And then the people around you, you understand, if you're watching TV, they, that's what you see. But you don't see the depths of anything. So we got to learn to use our physical, close our physical eye sometime and focus on the other eye, which is the spiritual that reveal stuff to you. You're right. You said it right, Fifi. It don't show, you don't see much with it. It's true. You really don't. Because it ain't much to see with the physical eyes, more than what you see every day. But with your spiritual eyes, you see in the depths. You see in the depths of things. You see where so much truth start revealed to you that you're scared. It make you scared because the thing is sometimes you grow up. And this is why. Let me explain this to you. In stuff like this is why sometimes. Okay, Pop Farm say yes, yes. This is why sometimes you have to drop everything you've been taught. Everything and put aside. Because if you don't, what's gonna happen? When truth start to reveal to you, you're gonna contradict yourself. Because you're gonna say, but no, like some people, when the truth start to reveal to them, they run right back to their pastor. But no, the pastor say such and such. You see what I'm saying? So the contradict, you start contradicting the truth. So this is why you gotta drop everything by the roadside. Drop all your weight and push it aside and try naked and receive truth, receive life. Because these things like courses on our back, on our shoulder, just weighing us down. We've been taught too much. That's exactly. You got to lift it up and throw it aside because it will scare you when the truth starts to reveal. You will get confused. You will get yourself running back to where you've been taught. So you have to empty yourself. And how you empty yourself? You got to go in the form of meditation. You got to go in the form of the spirit. You got to leave this body behind and go in the form of the spirit, which is, you're going in the mind. You're not going with this burden. Because the burden is hindering us. Way too heavy. The load too heavy. Hard for find yourself. So what you do, you have to learn to meditate. And sometimes fasting is also great. Fasting. When I say fast, what I'm talking about, I'm not just talking about get up and just eat certain things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying stop doing things you love. If you really love doing something, stop it. Don't do it. We already know you have to eat. I'm talking about love. Something you love to do. I mean, you love to eat. We know that. Fasting also is a form of we're not eating. I mean, you could fast for a day. You could fast for 2 days. But we take away eating and something we love to do. So we sacrifice something. So say for instance, wait, my phone is, damn, I thought my phone plugging all this time. Hold on. So if you love go to the bar, right? If you love go to the bar, hold on a minute, guys. Okay, this live my phone is about to die, so if it cut off, it cut off. But what I was saying again, but anyhow, meditating, sacrificing things you love. You love go to the bar, then just leave it alone. Take that time and say, I'm not going to no bar, and I'm not eating nothing. I'm not even sure if I can do that. Let me see if I can put on this thing. Give me a second, guys. Let me see. Give me 1 minute. All right. I have it plugged in. I don't know if it's gonna end, but let's go. All right. So if you love, we don't know, we got to sacrifice not eating. We're gonna say, all right, we're not eating. whether it's for a day or two. Something you love, you might love SCX, you cut it off. You understand? You have to sacrifice something. So if you know you love SCX, say okay, I love it, but listen me, I'm not doing it today, and I'm not eating today. So you fast, whether it's for a day or two or 3 days or a week. You fast and you meditate and try to find, okay, and try to find truth. Find yourself. Because with the law of nature, is nothing for nothing. You have to sacrifice something. It's either you don't eat, or you just decide this week I'm not going to the club, because these are things you love. You see what I'm saying? Meditate. Find yourself. Okay? I hope this live tonight was interesting. I hope it really, I hope it went where I wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? I hope it went where I wanted to go. Because if you sit down and you think about it, you know what? Think about it. Just sit down and think about it for a moment. If you didn't start from the beginning, start from the beginning and check and see what I said and see if it make any form of sense. The topic was wild animal versus wild plants. And the way I break it down, everything connected. They all need the same thing, just like us. We need what they need, and they need what we need. We all walk under the same laws. We all got to get up and get. It's already there. It's already there, but we got to get up and get. Nature already provide. It's there. The lion get up and go hunt. The lizards get up and go hunt. Everything. The trees get up and push their leaf, their roots looking for nutrients, pushing their bough for sunlight. So we all have the same laws apply for us to live by. Then we went through the process of a woman, an animal, how it get pregnant in the first place. It got to be with the man. Same with the female. The female, for human, for us, it got to be in that form. Basically, these days you could wait, but still you need that substance from the man. All right? So, like I said, I hope it was something that can really motivate someone to start thinking for themselves and start opening up. Don't be scared to open up to learn new things. And you know what? They have some saying, and these say is a lot of saying that is correct, that is really correct, It's a lot of saying that is really correct. But it's how we take in them. Because there's a saying, you can't serve two masters, because you're going to love one more than another. And it is true. It is true. Same with nature, the laws of nature. You can't solve the law of nature and then the other. Why? Because you're going to love one more than one. So you have to put one aside. Which one you put aside? To me, the one that makes sense. The one that reveals truth. Not the one that hold me in darkness. I'm feeding from the one that reveals stuff without telling me lies. It reveal and show me. That's the one I'm focusing on. So I just want to say, man, thank you guys. I also want to say shout out to all the mothers out there, man. Listen, I know today they call today Mother's Day, but I know Mother's Day is every day. And I know it's not easy for the mothers. This whole life tonight ties into the whole creation. And when I say creation, I mean like newborn, born, newborn, like kid, a woman get pregnant, make a baby, same with an animal, same with the trees, the trees them produce, and some of them release seed, and we see themselves. Trees, plants, a lot of them do it, right? So at the end of the day, there's always got to be a damn situation, meaning a wet situation for life tree. You see what I'm saying? Because when the seed drop, if water and touch them, they're not germinate. So I just want to say, guys, I just want to say, I just want to. Okay. Yes. Okay. Sorry for that, guys. So, yes. All right. It's back. Yes. I just want to say, guys, thank you all for coming out. This live was very, very interested. So I got to thank everybody who come out. All right. All right. Thank Fifi Urban Homestead. Thank Urban Garden Chronicles. Thank Pop Farm. Thank, let me see, Almost Homestead. And thank everyone who come out tonight, man. I hope this topic tonight was interesting. Thank you, guys. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And listen me, we will be doing a lot of these live from time to time. Yeah, we will be doing a lot of live from time to time. So I want to say shout out to all the mothers out there. I know you guys listen me. Yeah, some people might say, oh, some mother. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not going there. I'm just gonna say shout out to all the mothers out there. All right? Shout out because sometimes we don't know what people going through, why they do certain things. And sometimes we try to blame people and we try to know sometimes we actually don't even have a clue what people is going through and we judge them. So I'm not gonna put no name and no people out there. What I'm gonna say, shout out to all the mothers out there. I appreciate you all because without you guys, we wouldn't be here. That's all I can say. Shout out to all of you. Thank you all. Respect to all the mothers. You guys do what you got to do, man. And there's a lot of single mothers out there that's true. That oh man, that We don't know, man. We don't know what people going through. So we just got to say, shout out to everyone out there. Uplift yourself, search for yourself, find yourself, because sitting and just waiting is not gonna help, man. You got to find yourself. You got to get up, do what you got to do. Like I say, sometimes you got to meditate. Meditate, find yourself, find truth. So I just want to say thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate you guys. Happy gardening. I know God, this is garden season, and I know everybody excited. I know everybody excited. I know people. I know all you guys ready to chuck them thing in the ground, man. I could imagine. I could imagine. But guess what? The last frost is gone, and garden season is getting in action. I planted some tomato too. All right, okay. Well, tomato definitely can take that cold weather. Because especially the frost gone, tomato definitely could be planted. Yes. Yes. Even pepper. Even pepper. Because I plant my pepper them before my last frost. And it ain't do them anything. So pepper as well. But that's my zone. You understand? Your zone might be different. So if you gotta wait a few more days, wait a few more days. All right, but garden season is in swing, and guys, plant as much as you can, do as much as you can, and shout out to all the people in the Herb Garden Challenge. I see you guys doing your thing. Listen, me this I don't know, man, but this year seems like it's gonna be a tight one. Oh, it's not getting below 40 degrees at night. Right, so that's cool. That's cool. So I'm testing the waters. I agree. I agree. I agree. But yes, guys, the Herb Garden Challenge, man. I don't know. I know some people still have, but this seems like it's gonna be a tough one. I don't know. I don't know because them herbs looking. I'm seeing some real nice, healthy herbs. So this seems like this year gonna be not a tough year for real. For judging, yeah, I think so. I really do. This year was warmer than last year. Yes, definitely. I agree with that. This year was way. A matter of fact, last year at this time, I was testing plants to carry outside because it was so cold that morning. I was testing plant at this time. But this time, I already plant my pepper them growing already. My pepper them done pulling heights already. And guys, don't forget, I'm trying to see if I can reach a pepper tree this year, 8 feet 5 inches. Could be 9, but I'm trying to pass that 8 feet pepper tree this year. So follow me on this journey because I'm showing the whole process. I'm showing every step of the way. All right? Yes. Last year at this time it was cold and windy. Yes. Last year we had a tough time. You know what I'm saying? Some of my pepper will start produce like my monkey pepper. My monkey pepper, I didn't even get to harvest much. Because my monkey pepper usually produce. I harvest, then it produce again, I harvest. But last year, I had also take them out so late. I barely get a harvest. A matter of fact, I leave all of them. They just go back to the earth. Because they didn't ripe. They didn't fully ripe. They were still green. I just leave them. They go back to the earth. No, I I had like 40 monkey pepper trees, and I refused was to plant them because it's too much, and these things produce so much. I give away, I give away a lot of them because I didn't want to plant so much pepper, so much monkey pepper. So I give away some of them, but so far the garden season shaping nice. So guys, get out there. Yeah, about 40 yes. Could you imagine me growing 40 monkey peppers tree? Could you imagine? You know, I'm telling you. Nah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I had also give away some. And guess what? Some of my monkey pepper have flowers at this time, which is crazy. Cause usually my monkey pepper does wait till later though, like July, August. Right. So they give me a crop, then they come back and they give me another crop. Then when they come in for the third crop, the frost. You see what I'm saying? The frost just hit them. This year they already start, so I don't know. My bell pepper already start as well too. So I don't know, man. But this garden season shaping up really good. So guys, get out there, man. Plant what you love. Plant as much as you can. Plant what you could, the amount that you could control. But you don't want to plant too much, and then you can't control them. Then, yeah. So this is, yes. Then you can't control them. Then you have a situation, right? All right, guys. Thank you all for coming out. Hope to see you all soon again. I appreciate each and everyone for coming out tonight. Thank you all. You guys have a blessed and wonderful week. Peace, love, and blessing to all. Let me same with me. I had to overwinter my monkey. Yeah, I don't know what happened last year with the monkey pepper. I really don't know. But this year is something different I'm seeing. All right, guys. Take care, all right? Good night.